friends. Welcome back to incredibly useful exercises for the double bass, where we condition specific performance aspects in short, stolen moments. Thank you for joining me today as we explore how we breathe. We'll study how we can train our breathing to work for us and how to recognize when it's working against us. Let's play breathing scales. I want to thank Joey Nager for his generous support of this series. Joey has been my go-to luthier for over 5 years. He sculpted my fingerboards buzz-free on both my 1850 English orchestra bass and my solo bass, making them so easy to play, and his tone work on my basses keeps them sounding full, free, and beautiful. Many professional working bassists throughout Texas rely on Joey for fixing and maintaining their treasured instruments. The Joey Nager prize-winning basses are also wonderful instruments. Please visit Joey's website listed below, and if you happen to be in the Houston area, pay him a visit to play his basses and to see how he can improve the playability and tone of your instrument. Breathing scales are around 5 to 6 minutes long. They have a high mindfulness rating of 5, controls 4, coordinations 2, and the rest are 0. We play breathing scales for 2 reasons. For the exercise of controlled breathing through shifts and bow changes, and for the awareness and elimination of negative playing and breathing habits in our playing. Okay, here's the idea behind these breathing scales. You know those scales we always play with a metronome to get our rhythm exact and steady? Well, the breathing scales are the exact opposite of that. Instead of teaching our muscles to move in metronomically straight, predictable motions, which is at its core unnatural because there are no straight lines in nature, we allow ourselves to match our motions to our breathing, which is naturally a little bit uneven. After we allow ourselves a few minutes a day to match our playing to our natural breathing rhythm, then we'll have a better idea as to how we can use our breathing to our advantage, especially in certain complex motions. One huge point before we start. It's absolutely necessary as much as possible to keep our rib cage as open when we play, as open as we can. Folding our back, dropping our head, or otherwise compromising our skeleton will reduce the volume of air we can take in. For extra air, Paul Ellison gives this great helpful tip. Put your lower teeth in front of your upper teeth. More oxygen equals better blood circulation and better muscular function. So keep your skeleton open and tall. So let's start with this exercise. Sit up straight with your head and back tall. Pause the video if you'd like more time with this. Observe your breathing for about a minute without controlling it. Just watch how your body wants to breathe. Don't try to suck in your stomach. No one can see you right now, so you don't have to have a flat stomach for anyone. Let your stomach go fat when you breathe. It's better. As you become more aware of your breathing, you may notice as you settle in that your exhales may want to be longer than your inhales. That's natural. Let them be. As you spend more time on this, allow your breathing to slow down. Keep breathing like this while I tell you this next short scientific part about how breathing affects our automatic nervous systems. There are 2 parts of our nervous system that automatically regulate the heart, lungs, circulatory system, and glands. They're called the sympathetic system and the parasympathetic system. They balance each other. The sympathetic system activates the body for intense physical activity, and the parasympathetic system relaxes the body. The sympathetic system accelerates the heart rate, raises blood pressure, and increases tension in the large skeletal muscles. The parasympathetic system does the opposite. It decreases heart rate, lowers blood pressure, and releases muscular tension. When we inhale, we stimulate our sympathetic system. And when we exhale, we stimulate our parasympathetic system, keeping ourselves in balance. Keep breathing. I'm almost done. When we're under stress and pressure, like a recital or audition, our breathing becomes quick and shallow, activating our sympathetic system. It's a useful response to stress. We want our body working efficiently and functioning at a high level, but we do want to balance it, and regulating our breathing helps. This exercise you're doing now is a healthy antidote to stressful breathing. Now, let's breathe with our bow. We'll exhale on a down bow, and we'll inhale on an up bow. Let's play an open D. Remember, this is the opposite of metronome practice. Rhythm's not important. Natural breathing is. Do this about 5 more times on your own. Don't try to use a powerful tone right now. Just keep it relaxed. Keep the rhythm relaxed and set to your breathing. We're not going to follow the notation in the traditional way since we let our breathing determine the tempo. It'll sound uneven, but natural. If your breathing slows down, let the notes slow down. If your breathing speeds up, so do the notes. Our goal is to breathe at the same speed for every variation. This means that the right arm will move at the same speed for every variation, no matter how many notes the left hand plays. When you start this, you'll notice that your breathing might catch or stop during a shift or a string crossing. This is a sign of unnecessary tension and is absolutely normal if you've never analyzed it before. Don't let anything change your breathing. Wrong notes, shifts, string crossings, anything. See if you can recover from it and just continue as normal. The priority is always your breathing. Here's how the slurred notes will sound slurring too. Slur 3. Slur 4. Slur 5. And so on. So here's how we do breathing scales. First, take time to notice your breathing and allow it to relax into a slow pace. Take a deep, relaxed breath before the first note, exhale on the down bows, and inhale on the up bows. Match the tempo of your notes to your breathing. Keep your breathing and bow speed steady through all variations. For you advanced players, continue the pattern until you can play 3 octaves up on an exhale and 3 octaves down on an inhale. Now here, I usually say, before I play, I plan my recovery strategy because once I start, I don't let any mistake or fatigue stop me, just like in live performance. That's true, but I do allow myself an exception for this exercise. If you get dizzy, which sometimes happens, stop playing, let your breathing return to normal, and then continue. Also, if you can't play all the variations in about 6 minutes, that's totally fine. Just stop after 5 or 6 minutes whenever you have time and revisit the exercise in your next workout. Of course, if you get into a zone, by all means, keep exploring. Okay, let's find our breathing and play. Ready? Deep breath and go. and that is breathing scales. My favorite takeaway from this is the idea that it's practically impossible to be tense on an exhale. So I apply breathing techniques to a few orchestra excerpts with large shifts or a high control factor. In these pieces, I make my breathing my priority, trusting that the shift will land. It might not, but the odds are better without unnecessary tension. Here's the shift in Othello on an exhale. Here's Romeo and Juliet with a shift to the B on an exhale. And here's the shifts in Heldenleben with an exhale on the shifts up to the C and the D. With these breathing strategies, if I miss the shift, at least I trust that I can recover easily. Missing a shift is not a fatal error in an audition, but failure to recover after that is. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you find breathing scales as useful for your performance as it has been for mine. I present this in the way that I've used and benefited from it. I never intend to say that it's the only way to practice or approach this concept. You can adapt any of these ideas to your style of curiosity, conditioning, or teaching. Practice this and all exercises in this series in short, stolen moments, or incorporate them into your regular conditioning routine. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and leave any questions, comments, observations, success stories, or suggestions below. Please check out the incredibly useful exercises series of workout books available in paperback and ebook on the Amazon site in your country. I look forward to you joining me next time. Thank you, and be well, friends.